We're talking about, I'm back. Okay, we're talking about seizing the moment, making the change. Making the change. What can you do? Number 1, develop your dream. Number 2, remove distractions. Remove distractions. Number 3, set goals that matter. Set goals. You have to have a plan for success. You have to have a vision plan. Write it down, make the vision plain. That's Bible. That's not Dr. Kahilah White. That's the Bible. That's the word of the Lord. Write the vision and make it plain, simple. So the first 3 things you're going to do when you're seizing the moment and you're making the change, develop your dream. Remove distractions. Distractions can be people, places, things, and even how we spend our time. 3rd, set goals. 4th, question your progress. What progress am I making? What progress am I making? This is Monday Moves. I'm Dr. Kahilah White, and we're talking about seizing the moment, making the change on tonight. I'm excited. One of my favorite quotes about success and how to really go from here to there, how to make it from point A to point B successfully, is one by Frank Lloyd Wright. I know the price of success: dedication, hard work, and an unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. Am I looking at life half full? Is the cup half full, or is it half empty? This is how I look at my cup. My cup is overflowing with an abundance of blessings. I am not ever going to limit what God has done, what God can, and what God plans to do in my life. Are some of us limiting God? What can we do in terms of getting off the couch, seizing the moment, going from status quo to thriving? I want to thrive. Foxy Sam over on Instagram is saying accomplish small goals motivates you to get the big goals. I celebrate the small wins. I celebrate the big wins. A small win I got something else crossed off the to-do list. That may be a small win, but it's a win. I'm still giving myself a W. How many times do we need to give ourselves a W? And to continue to encourage ourselves that it's okay. Last week we spoke about loving ourselves. How can I be at my best? I am enough. If you're just joining, this is Monday Moves. Today we're talking about seize the moment, make the change. I'm Dr. Kahilah White. I'm your favorite therapist, giving you your weekly dose of motivation. There are 5 points I want to cover. Miller Frederick, I see you over on Facebook, and Jai B. Holmes, I see you. Thank you for joining us. Let's share this conversation. Dr. Valerie Francis, I see you. Thank you for joining this conversation. If you're just joining, this is Monday Moves. Yes, Knits and Hook, you are abundant. Over on Instagram, we're talking about seizing the moment. We're talking about making the change today. What do we need to grow from? What do we need to learn from? We're going to hit 5 points. We've gone through a couple already. The first point, what you need to do to seize the moment and go from status quo to thriving. I want everybody around me to be a success. I want you not to just survive. I want us all to thrive. I want to thrive. I am fabulous. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And here's how you can do it. Develop your dream. What is inside you that has been waiting to be birthed? What do you need to deliver? What dream are you holding on to? What dream are you holding hostage? Because you don't think the Lord is able to give you far more than you could ever carry. What dream are you holding hostage? So the first point in seizing the moment and making the change is 1, develop your dream. Develop your dream. And in developing your dream, you have to be selective in what you dedicate your time to. Every part of my day is mapped out. from conversations I'm going to have with loved ones, to the work that I'm going to do, to the how much time I'm going to spend on to-do lists. What am I dedicating my time to? What am I pouring into other people? How is it helping me birth my dream? Vibe with Nay, I see you. Thank you for joining. So the first point is developing your dream. The second point we spoke about was removing distractions. Distractions can be people, places, things, objects. Money can be a distraction. Don't do something just because of what you think the financial benefit's going to be. That can't be blessed because you're not doing it with a gracious heart. You're not being your authentic self. So the first thing to do when you're trying to seize the moment, make the change, and if you're joining me for the first time on Monday Moves, I am Dr. Kahilah White. This is Monday Moves. This is your weekly dose of motivation. I see some more people joining on Instagram, Facebook. Share the message, share the conversation. Let's have fun talking about how we can go from zeros to heroes. I want other heroes around me. I want my tribe to not just survive, but to thrive. And there are 5 ways to do it. Number 1, develop your dream. 2, remove distractions. And distractions can be people, places, things, objects, or anything getting in the way of you being a successful child of God. Are you walking in your purpose? Are you focused on the plan that God has for your growth? Are you focused on your purpose? How many of us really know our purpose? We can't know our purpose if we don't develop the dream that we have. Have you spoken to the Lord about what this dream could be? Speak to God. He'll let you know. He will send signs. He will send confirmation that this is what you should be doing. If you would do it for free, that's probably a huge part of your dream. I would pour into people and talk to people and counsel people every single day of my life for nothing. That's how much I love doing what I do. What do you have inside of you that needs to come out so the world can get a blessing? There's enough blessings in store for all of us. We spoke about the abundance earlier. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change. Miller Frederick, thanks for joining us. It's fun having you people come on. Rodney Joseph TRS over on Instagram and Shady9871. Damsey Demano, thank you for joining us. Brother Shaw, thank you for joining us. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change, going from status quo to really going to living in your excellence, going from zero to being a hero. And there are 5 points. The first one, developing your dream. The second one, removing distraction. The third point is setting goals. What do I need to do? Life on the success ladder. The success ladder is all about the climb. Some people in your life may get passed on the way up. I want to pause on that because some of us are trying to pull up everybody on the ladder with us, and we don't know that we need to save ourselves first before we can pull. Wait till you're at the top of the ladder and you've reached your destination. You're pulling, you may drop and fall off the ladder too. Not everybody can be on your journey. So the sad truth is that you may pass some people in your life on the way to success. On the ladder of success, we may have to pass some people. That's the second point. Removing distractions. Removing distractions. I'm sorry, people are calling on Monday Moves and they don't know we just got a word to talk about. Cuz, Mario White, I see you. Share this. We want other people to find out. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change, spreading the word and going from zero to hero. Thriving, not just surviving, not just making it day by day, but thriving in the purpose that God has destined and called you for. There are certain people I can't be around. I want my tribe to be an excellent nature. I want other people to uplift me. I want vertical mentors and horizontal mentors. What if the distraction is close ones? Sadly, some of the people that were closest to Jesus were distractions. Remember Judas? I'm talking to Miller Frederick over on Facebook. So the sad part is, HPPR, how are you doing? The sad part is, sadly, these are the people that we may have to remove. Love them from a distance. You can still pray for them, but we may have to love them from a distance. HP Pierre, I see your hands up. Throw a question out there if you have one, please. Not everybody's supposed to be a part of the support network. Jesus had to walk away from some people and pray by himself. Some people are distractions. Love them, pray for them, but they may not be able to be a part of your inner circle. Know the difference, and many of us don't know the difference between friends, associates, and family members. And just because you're my blood don't mean you're family all the time. Sometimes water is thicker than blood, sadly. Remember a man called David? Remember another man called King Saul? And remember Jonathan having to save David from his very father. Remember that? Sometimes a friend sticketh closer than a brother. Not everybody in your circle is for you. Some people want to watch your demise and fall. So this is what we're talking about today. We are talking about seizing the moment. Cuz Novia, I see you. Making the change. Being selective in what you dedicate your time to. What are you pouring into? Who are you pouring into? Earlier we discussed you may be pouring into somebody else's dreams without even cultivating yours. I love that. Blue and Concierge Ideas over on Instagram talks about relatives versus family. Can we talk about that for a minute? Loved ones, platinum people, let's be for real. This is who I am, and I'm going to keep it 100 with all of you. There's family who I can share secrets with, who I can ask to pray me up. And I don't even want them to just pray me up. I may call them and say, listen, cuz, I need you to pray with me now. Something is going on. Something is stirring up in my spirit. I need prayer of the ones. Remember that song back in the day? Foxy Sam, we used to sing this back at church. I need the prayers of those I love. Those I love. Not everybody. Everybody can't pray for you. Everybody can't pray for you. So that's the difference between relatives and family. Some people, it's cool to see them at the family reunion. Pass the barbecue plate along. Make sure they put an extra scoop of potato salad. That is a relative. The family is there when you need some help. You've fallen on some hard times. You need an extra coin to pay your mortgage, to pay your rent. You need to borrow a car. That's family. I trust you to pick up my child from school. That's family. The relative, I need the link to the family Zoom. I haven't spoken to in a year, and that was by choice. Because you're always negative. You're always complaining. Oh, you went back to school? Why? Why you need to get more education for? Negativity. Some people don't want to see you succeed. Today, if you're just joining, we're talking about seizing the moment, making the change. We're talking about going from a zero to a hero. I love that. Anthony Shaw, Brother Shaw, my favorite Sabbath school teacher ever. We're talking about, do we all share the same ideals? And that goes back to the people that are in your circle. Do we share the same belief system? If you don't love my Jesus, how can I ask you to pray for me? I need to be praying for you to get to know the man that I love. So do we all share the same ideals? Do you have the same goals? Do you have the same ambitions? Are you trying to grow? Are you trying to go up the ladder of success? Some people are cool at the bottom of the ladder. We're here turning around to help people out, and they're okay. They're okay at the bottom of the ladder. Let them alone. I can't even say leave. Let them alone and pray and move forward. My bro Kalon is on. Foxy Sam 101. What up, Kel? Be careful of the family that pretends to be on our team. Not just family, Foxy Sam. Not just family. There are friends. There are wolves in sheep's clothing. There are imposters that are impersonating the righteous. I'm going to repeat that for you all. There are imposters in your life impersonating what appears to be righteous. I just called because the Spirit told me that you were going through something. You want to talk about it? You're not calling to pray with me. You're calling to get news. I don't know what spirit you're talking to because we haven't spoken in like 3 years. Be really specific with who you share things with. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change in 5 points. The first one, if you're just joining, Sabrina, I see you. Much love. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change. And to make the change, there's some individuals in our lives that we need to clear out. We need to take them out like toxic trash. Truth. We're just talking truth today. So there are 5 steps. Let's go through them. Develop your dream. How many of us are sitting on a dream that God has put inside of? How many of us are sitting on a dream? We've had this from childhood. We wanted to be an entrepreneur. We wanted to have a sneaker company. You could have been Nike right now, but you sat on the dream. You sat on the dream. So develop your dream. That's the first thing. The second thing we're talking about in seizing the moment, making the change, is removing distractions from your life. The third thing is setting goals. The fourth thing is questioning your progress. And the fifth thing is exploring options. I'm going to break for a second to answer a question from Miller Frederick over on Facebook. And if you're just joining Monday Moves, please share this conversation. It's always a good time, Platinum people. It's always a good time to share as we motivate from each other, as we learn together. Can your spouse be a distraction in achieving your goals? That's another message for another day. But let me just say this on the spouse. Yes, but you have to ask, did you all come together with an aligned purpose? Because as marriage goes forward, people change, but is your ultimate purpose and goal similar? Are you guys on the same page? Or is this, you are hiding this, it was buried deep inside and they never got to see the real you? So the question is, are you being your most authentic self? Because yes, your spouse can be a distraction in achieving your goals. But some of us have goals that may not be good for the family. We're not out here as single people, some of us. Some of us have to consult our spouse and say, how is this a good look for the team? So that's the first question I would ask Miller Frederick. Is the goal one in which it can help the family grow, or does it negate from the goals and the purpose that God has given you all as a unit, as a couple? Yes, the answer is yes to that. Unfortunately, spouses can be a distraction in achieving your goals, which is why you want to pray and make sure that it's God and then you and your spouse, that you all are the 3-corded braided strand that is not easily broken. And so then you don't even have that question about distraction, because you are marching the same way. You are rolling in the same car. You're not over here going on, for those of you in Florida, you'll appreciate this. You're not going the long way on US 27. You are on the turnpike. You're going through. Your life is a little bit smarter, not harder. You're not going through and in between trucks. You are going to achieve your goal at the same moment, at the same speed. So bring in your spouse with conversation. If you find that you are, it's time to realign and reset and have a vision planning moment. Where do you see us in 2 to 3 years? What's the goal for our marriage? What's the goal for our children? Do we want to move from this house? Do we want to not rent anymore? Do we want to buy a house? If you're just joining, this is Dr. Kahilah White. We're talking about seizing the moment, making the change. I just want to repeat one of my favorite quotes to you all. It's by Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect and writer. I know the price of success, dedication, hard work, and an unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. What are you dedicating your time to? How are you viewing life? Is the glass always half empty, or is it half full? Me personally, my answer to that is neither. My glass is in, over, and abundant. My glass is always toppling over, because I realize that the blessings of the Lord Specifically for me, I'm living in gratitude. And we spoke about that a couple weeks ago. Today, we're just going to hit 5 points just to reiterate. For those of you joining us, share this with a friend. First, develop your dream. 2, remove distractions. 3, set goals. 4, question your progress. Why am I not getting ahead? What do I need to change? Do I need to bring some other individuals that will be truth tellers? And that's the difference between friends and associates. Friends want the best for you. Friends are truth tellers. Friends will help you on the ladder of success. Acquaintances, no, what's in it for them? But friends will celebrate when you're in the peak moment, and they'll celebrate when you're in the valley. The highs and the lows. That's a friend, that's a brother, that's a family member versus relative. So develop your dreams, remove distractions, set goals, question your progress, and explore different options. How important is a timeline? I would say it keeps you accountable. And Samantha Fox is asking that over on Facebook. How important is a timeline? A timeline keeps us accountable. I do a vision board every year, and if the Holy Spirit impresses me, sometimes I do another one mid-year. I'm about to do one now. Well, not directly now, but in another week or so, my vision is growing. And so that needs to be reflected. So a timeline is very important. It keeps you accountable. It keeps you safe in protecting the vision that God has placed in your heart. It helps you protect the purpose that you're walking into. A timeline is very essential. And once again, I'll say there are people, imposters, impersonating what should be a friend. There are imposters impersonating family members. That's a relative. Seize the moment, make the change. The moment may be somebody telling you about a new job opportunity. The moment may be when something flashes on your computer screen and it's the aptitude for a new career. The moment may be an ad for a university, and you're thinking about how to get back and how to continue on, go into a grad program, completing a first degree. Anything is possible. Don't limit God, and he will continue to bless you abundantly. The Brats 21, thank you for joining us. For those of you just joining, we are talking about seizing the moment, making the change. If you'd like to join in conversation, type your comment. We're talking about how to move from being a zero to a hero, how to surround yourself with positive people in 5 steps, seizing the moment, making the change in 5 steps. Number 1, developing your dream. Number 2, removing distractions in the form of people, places, things, or objects. 3, setting goals. You have to have some accountability. Set correct and proper goals that align with the dream that you've just developed. The 4th thing, question your progress. I'm constantly doing introspection. Should I have done that? Is this the right move? I used to do YouTube videos. Guess what? I didn't like it. It didn't feel authentic. I may go back to it, but it didn't feel authentic. This is a lot more fun, and it's a lot more authentic to who I am, to be able to get that interplay and interaction with individuals I care about. So, question your progress by being introspective and by being real with yourself. Are you telling yourself the truth about how you're doing with where you want to go? You have a vision, but are you being truthful with yourself and how you're doing? And then the last step, in order to seize the moment and make the change, some of us may need to make the change in careers. It's time to pivot. You're not happy there. You feel unfulfilled. You're undervalued. It's not working out. It's time to pivot. It's time to pivot, family. It's time to go into something that makes you happy, brings you joy. You feel purposeful when you wake up every morning. It's time to pivot. So that's a part of exploring options. Some of us may need to pivot out of relationships. It's not a good look anymore. It's been like 8 years, you're still walking around engaged. Is he really going to marry you? Does she really want to marry you? It's time to pivot. It's time to seize the moment and make the change. Perfect opportunity. Guess what? The Lord told me in COVID that we're not ending 2021 together because you are not committed to me and I need somebody committed to me. There's too much fabulosity for me to waste on somebody that's not completely into me. So some of us need to pivot from toxic relationships. If that person's beating you, you need to pivot over to the police department. Pivot. Pivot and make the change for your greater purpose and calling on your life. Edwina Ward, how are you? Thank you for joining on Instagram. We're talking about exploring options as our last point in seizing the moment and making the change. Some of us need to pivot from different relationships in our life. We need to pivot from work. That's no longer the place and the best for you to grow as a professional. People on your job are jealous because they know your potential. Is it time to launch out and start your own business? Pivot. And some of you may be scared to pivot. Here's what I know for sure. Every time that I've had a career change, every time I've said to the Lord, what do you want for my life? I see I'm getting love over on Instagram. Facebook family, I hope you're still with me. Every time I've decided to pivot, I am confident that the Lord will only lead me to better. The Lord will never remove anything good from you. He just won't. If he created the universe, you don't think he can find me a better job? Not worried about that. Not worried about it at all. So explore options, pivot, and trust the Lord to do what's best for you as you seize the moment and make the change. Develop your dream. Point 1. Point 2, remove distractions from your life. Point 3, set goals. Point 4, question your progress. And the last one is explore your options. Know thyself. I am amazing. I am enough. I am God's child. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and it is enough for me. What do you know for certain? Are you ready to seize the moment? Are you ready to make the change? I am ready. I'm ready to live platinum. I am ready to live in all the glory that God has called me to live in. I am ready to walk in my purpose and step into my future. What's holding you back? What is holding you back? Hold on, this just hit me. Who is holding you back? Platinum people. Platinum people. It's good to be here on another Monday with you. God bless each one of you. We had a little tech glitch earlier. We got cut off. But God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week. Okay. Miller Frederick, I was giving my closing argument, but okay. How will you know when you are in the right circle of friends and not associates? They support you. They celebrate you. They celebrate you. Wanimo, how are you? Join us next time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time. Who is holding you back? Edwina, finish that statement. Finish that statement. You guys go out, have a good week, be platinum, live in your purpose, walk into your future, knowing that God is holding your hand. As always, I'm Dr. Kahilah White. This is Monday Moves. I'm your favorite therapist, and this is your weekly dose of motivation. God bless you and walk good. Walk good.